When he got hurt, they were number one in the East. It was January 15th where he had the MCL, and they were 27-15. And then in his absence, they were 5-17. That's when they dropped all the way back to the 8 seed. And that's when Kyrie wasn't allowed to play. It was all that chatter, and that's when James Harden. That's when everything with James Harden. That's when everything with James Harden just started to go.
Guys, they were 27-15 with Kyrie playing halftime and James Harden hurt, right? So there was every reason to believe at that point. Oh, when Harden gets healthy and the rules change, we're going to kill everybody.
But how could your season be derailed when you're still playing? So I'm having a hard time understanding that, right? Like, well, I mean, and then you got AD on the other end in LA, basically saying, well, our season is over as well.
Speaking of AD on the other end, guys, Magic Johnson was here on this show yesterday, and we were talking to him about the Lakers and what they do going forward, because it ain't looking good. The only real commodity they have, asset they have that has real trade value, because they ain't trading LeBron, is AD. So what do the Lakers do? Here's Magic's take.
I would love to see AD just be healthy, but he has to change things himself to be healthy, right? And so that's a move, Max. But I don't think with all that's going on, you have to stand up and say, you know what, I can take the heat, and I don't think they can take the heat on trying to trade AD.
Yo, Magic came in here spitting some real stuff. Did you hear what he just said? I would love to see AD healthy. But AD has to want to be healthy and do some other things differently. I think he's referring to like off-season training, man. Like that's been a big thing around AD. People say he doesn't really put in the work to train. And why does AD's body look the same?
But his injuries.
It's always some soft tissue injuries, though, Key.
No. He like twists his ankle, stepping on somebody's foot, right? I mean, he bumps a knee. I mean, it's stuff like that has him on the sideline. So I don't even know if it's the off-season training, Jay. I just think it's more for me. When I see stuff like that, it's about the will. It's about willing yourself out there, even though it may hurt, figuring out how to get the necessary treatment to get back out there. And I ain't knocking basketball players or nothing like that, Jay.
But you're about to.
Man, I done seen football players damn near get decapitated. And they out there playing, and they shouldn't be out there. And that's I'm like, okay, you twist your ankle. All right, go in and get some treatment.
Guaranteed money changes a lot.
You know, for fans, like I look at it, and I always bring up this example with you guys. And the reason I'm interested in this conversation before we move on is I think a lot of fans are looking at it like, wait, what am I supposed to think? So I go back to baseball in the 80s, right? You had Cal Ripken Jr., the all-time Iron Man, never missed a game. You had Eric Davis, sensational player out of L.A., played for Cincinnati most of his career.
Dodgers.
And Dodgers and then the Orioles, but he was like at his best in Cincinnati. Baseball lifer type, right? But his just connective tissue wasn't the same. Used to play 120, 130 games a year. Is there something about, to me, that's just it's also a physical thing. Cal Ripken's built different, but what you're saying is it's the way you take care of your body in the offseason, Jay, and Key, what you're saying is it's the determination.
Man, get your ass out on the court. Get out on the court. Get out on the court.
If he's hobbling around, is he going to be any value to you?
And his value
change your training staff there, Lakers. Get the right PT staff in there to get him back on the court.
So this all leads to the following question. The Nets have their issues. Harden's gone. Ben Simmons may have herniated discs. I mean, if he does, good luck with that. On the other side, in L.A., LeBron's getting older. He used to be a guy you could rely on to always be there. Recent years, he's missed time. AD, we just talked about chronically since the beginning of his career. Who's set up better moving forward, Brooklyn or L.A.?
It's Brooklyn, man. That's not even a question.
Yeah, just because now look, Brooklyn's set up, but I feel like the Lakers are like a Sunday. If we can't get rid of Westbrook's contract, and we got AD, and we got LeBron, we got the 3 scoops that's right there in the boat. Okay, now we got to just find some bananas and toppings to go around and get rid of the stale toppings that we got. The Tuckers and all, get rid of them dudes, man. Somebody take that off our hand. And our scouting department, which historically has been pretty good, We now need to go find
a Caruso banana and a KCP
and start that thing
whipped
all
cream
over
or
again.
something.
We need to start that all over again.
You could do that if you get AD to go to Chicago. You go back, you get Alonzo Ball, you get a DeMar DeRozan. I mean, look.
Yeah, but why would Chicago do that?
Because he's from Chicago.
Yeah, but why would Chicago? Why would Chicago give up DeMar DeRozan and give up
That's a fair point.
Alonzo Ball back
DeMar
to us?
would have to go to Chicago and say, "Look, I really want to go to L.A." And then Chicago.
Well, he does want to come to L.A.
Yeah.
But why would Chicago, who's moving in the right direction, want something that you don't want?
Because if you have AD, and let's say he gives you 60 games a year, and you got Vucevic, and you got Williams, you got Williams getting better.
He ain't giving us 60.
But Key, here's my problem. I can't even think
change.
realistic about that, though. Yeah. Like, we keep going back to, if AD just gives you 50 to 60, like one out of every 3 games, he has a DNP. 1 out of every 3 games,
Do you
he
need
did
something?
not play.
Do you need something special back for AD? Because that's the history of the league: is don't trade something special unless you get back something special, like what Daryl Morey did.
But
or can you just take a bunch of useful pieces?
But do they think he's special now? Now that he's there, do they?
When he
the
plays,
Lakers,
yeah. When he
he's
plays,
special?
When he plays.
So, but he's not playing enough to qualify as special.
So are you willing to trade him if you're the Lakers for pieces that aren't like Dr. Jerry Buss famously told Kobe when Kobe went to him, said, "I want to be traded," right? Dr. Buss said, "Kobe, you're a 4-carat diamond. I'm not trading you for 4 1-carat diamonds."
No,
you
why
know,
would
like
I?
how many carats is AD, and are you willing to? Usually, you don't want to break a dollar into 4 quarters in the
I don't
NBA.
think you can get the value back in return for the simple fact of why do I want to take on a contract in a player that's in and out of the lineup to give you my guys?
So you got to keep him. He's more.
That's what I'm saying. Like Magic said, you got the boat. There's the 3 guys. That's the ice cream. Now get the bananas and all the toppings. Go find those dudes. Go find the nuts. Go find the fudge. Go find it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.